Hey YouTube, hope everybody is staying safe out there this week. So last week we talked about the greatest commandments. 1, love God, and 2, love everyone else. I ended by mentioning that this was God's plan from the beginning, but that our sinful nature corrupted that plan. Now, God gave us free will to choose good or evil because he wanted us to choose him. Revelation 3:20 says, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come into him and eat with him and he with me." God is waiting, ready for us to choose him. This is the free will of choice he gave us. To truly be able to choose him, to choose life, we have to have both sides of the coin, okay? In the spiritual realm, on one side you have heaven, perfect peace, love, no sickness, just worshiping God all day, right? And on the other side of the coin you have hell, fire and brimstone for all eternity. You have to have both sides of the coin on earth as well in order to have free will to choose. To be able to possess ultimate love, we must be able to feel ultimate pain. To be able to show love and display ultimate good, you must also be able to hate and display ultimate evil. Otherwise, it's not truly free will. One has to be equal to the other, like on a pendulum that swings back and forth. Otherwise, it's not free will. This struggle between good and evil are mentioned more times in the Bible than I would like to sit down and count. Here's a couple verses. Romans 12:21 says, "Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." Psalms 34:14, "Turn away from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it." So why does God allow evil in this world? Rapes, mass murders, murders in general, human trafficking. If God took all the evil options out of the world, then he takes away free will, because then you can't choose evil. If you can't choose to be evil as an option, that's not free will at all. Therefore, choosing him loses what it's designed for. It loses the free will. I get a glimpse into the horrible that can be done by us in this world. So many times I deal with criminals who don't care what they have done or who they hurt, more about that they got caught. I've sat down in interview rooms with them, and I've asked them when they're caught red-handed, do you care that the hurt you've caused, the financial trouble that you caused these people? And I've gotten the answer on more than one occasion that no, not really. I care that I got caught, and I know how to not get caught next time. They only focus on themselves. It's that self-centeredness that we have in the world. Evil is like a virus. When you let it in, it will overcome you and it will rule your actions. The only way to overcome evil is with good, with ultimate good, which is help from God. It's the only way to do it. The world can be a horrible, horrible place. Sometimes it's not people's actions that are so evil, it's just the world we live in. Horrible things just happen. Children get diseases. They pass away from accidents, natural disasters. Things we don't understand in this world happen all the time. Sometimes it's just life on this world. It was perfect once in the garden until mankind chose sin. And I'm not taking away from it. I feel for each and every one of you who've had horrible tragedies in your lives, whether just the world or started with other people. It can be a hard, almost seemingly impossible thing to deal with. I have never had it happen to me directly, but I've had some scares, and I've been around it a lot, so I get a glimpse into it through my law enforcement and military careers. Those times can be a real test, and all we can do during those times is turn to God. Psalms 46, 1 through 3 says, God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way, and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, and the mountains quake with their surging. James 1:12 said, Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial, for when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life, which God has promised to those who love him. We must remember that we live in this world and not of this world. Our reward is going to come in the perfect life to come next, not here in this sinful world. We may not understand what goes on. We might be angry about it. Those are normal reactions, but we must remember and come back to God and tell ourselves it's His plan. A couple things to think about. If this world was created, it must have a creator. Scientifically, everything in the world on the earth as we know it is in a state of decay. Everything is slowing down. Everything is deteriorating. Nothing just magically rebuilds itself. It's in a constant state of decay. So to say that life was accidentally created and you had all of this created by accident defies what we know about the earth without a creator to start that process. There's a theory that molecules react different, and not a theory, this is a scientific fact. Molecules react different when they're observed. Observed doesn't mean watched, but interacted with, such as a creator to start the molecules, to start the Big Bang if you want to, or however he actually physically created the world that we live in. So number two, the creator then must be outside that space and time as we know it. Einstein proved that time is relative based on where you are in the universe. For us, third rock from the sun is 24 hours in a day. So where was God when the world was created if he's outside space and time? See, we see time as linear on a timeline. A happens, B happens, C happens, it kind of unfolds. Well, using Einstein's theory, scientists acknowledge this theory of time travel, right? So being outside time as we know it, you can travel to different points within our time. For instance, if you got in a spaceship and traveled in the right direction for the right amount of time and then come back, your age would be different than everyone else's on Earth, or you could essentially arrive before you left. God, being outside space and time as we know it, doesn't see time as linear. He sees time unfold in front of him. He can see it all happen at once. He knows it's out there. We have to rejoice that this world is not our own. Rejoice that the Creator of heaven and earth loves us and has a seat at a table for us. Choose God. Choose love. Choose to simply say your ABCs. Agree that you're a sinner unable to save yourself. Believe that Jesus is God's Son and He came to earth and He died on the cross and rose again 3 days later. And confess with your mouths that He is Lord. That starts that process. That's all we have to do to be accepted into His fold and into His kingdom. Let's go out. Put on the full armor of God, and let's grow together to be God's warriors. Thank you.